Good morning, curling fans. Welcome to another Sunday morning edition of curling here on Curdia. We have coffee, we have croissants, we have curling, we have Curdia. What a Sunday morning it is.
Yeah, I think the perfect combination to start your Sunday morning. We actually do have the croissants, so we were not lying or bragging. We're very happy. This is our smiling face, breakfast smiling face. So we're not jealous of people sitting at a breakfast table today because we have a perfect breakfast table. We have food, drinks, and we have quality content prepped for you today.
Yep. So this morning we have... Oh, of course, I'm going to draw a blank on the names right as soon as we get started. It's Plastiek Van Looy versus Goebezig. Hashtag old man moments. So Plastiek Van Looy is Bram and Sebastian, two very strong team players. Bram is on the national team, Team Vereka, and Sebastian is the skip of Desperate Housekeepers. So both A-League players. They've done very well in competitions in the past. I think they medaled at the Belgian Cup last year, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. That's just a guess, not a actual statement of fact. But they are quite good. It's going to be a formidable opponent for Goebezig. A father-daughter team of Frank and Hannah. This is Hannah's first year of playing competitive curling. She's 8 years old. Something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
she's quite young, but she's been training for quite a while, and she does play a little bit with the Zemst under 18s, usually as an alternate though. But this is, her first foray into competitive curling. Little father-daughter bonding time. So I'm expecting to see them. This is going to be a big learning experience for her, trying to get into, okay, what does it feel like? How long is the match? Things like that. I think she should be okay on time-wise. Generally, matches last about an hour and 45 minutes or so. Shouldn't be too much of an issue with focus and energy, but you never know. You never know.
I think these double games are more fast-paced, so in terms of a learning experience for younger players, maybe the doubles format is kind of more appealing for younger players. There's less thinking time on average because the game is more straightforward in terms of how the game is set up. You have a basic setup. But since it's their first game, it could be nice to see how, let's say, Frank and Hannah cope with the amount of stones throw, what phase of the game you're in. I noticed in games before, I think it was Double Trouble versus the Ghent team, that at some point were very confused about whether the game or the end had ended or they had to throw an additional stone.
Yeah.
I mean, players who don't usually play doubles games sometimes get mixed up with the amount of stones because you don't use all of the 8 stones. You just throw 5 stones and you have 6 stones in play. And I hope, John, you will kind of manage today and keep track of stones.
I think I can manage these. It's morning, so it's coffee and water instead of beer and more beer. So we should be okay tonight.
Yeah.
So they are just about finishing up. I think it looks like they're just about getting ready to do their LSDs. Or Plastiek Van Looy, they're finishing up. Frank and Hannah have already played theirs. Did I get the colors on the thing right?
I'm really hoping that Plastiek Van Looy, the teams wearing the yellow jersey, they're playing the Yellowstones. Otherwise, that will be, again, super confusing for people.
They are.
Whew. Now we'll have to double check whether it correlates with the scoreboard.
I can see it on the scoreboard preview. Yeah. So, all right. So why don't we
were not lucky we got it all figured out up front. We were just pretending like this is a big coincidence, but of course we were super prepared as always.
Why don't we swap over to the near cam, which there it is. Watch the stone come in. This is just for this is Brahms LSD. This might be the last one since I only see no other stones at the other end. So that looks to be, I'm going to guess that's going to be a little bit under a meter, probably around 80 centimeters is my guess. We, of course, can't see the numbers.
Nope. But Sebastian scratching the back of his head, so can we assume that was slightly too far to get the hammer? Not sure.
No, I don't think so. He probably just had an itch. Just like
yeah.
All right, so handshakes are going on. So Rama's down at the other end of the end setting up the stones. So I think we're gonna yeah, he's putting the yellow on the back part of the red. So Plastiek Van Looy has the hammer. Oh, we even have that right in our... See, we're test driving our other scoreboard. We didn't get everything set up the way we wanted it to, so test driving it on another computer, so it will not show up there, but I should be able to follow the score and the stones.
Yeah, we're currently kind of testing a newer version of the scoreboard where we can actually show people what phase of the game we're in, what stone, who's playing, which team has hammer, which hand we're in, that kind of stuff. Especially we noticed that not everybody watches the entire stream front to back, so if you kind of drop in halfway, it's nice to know where you're in the 15th, 16th, or whatever. So Frank is already prepping the position of the stones. There's one red stone in the center back. That's the stone the team is not going to use this game. It's kind of best practice habits to make sure you put that stone out of play. Yeah. Not get confused.
But nobody does it, so we will see people get confused when they look back at the other end of the ice trying to count, hey, do we have this or do we have that? All right, Frank is going to be leading us off. I think means he's going to be throwing first and last stones for Goebezig this end. Those of you not quite familiar with doubles, the order of the throwers can change in between each end, so they could decide that Hana is better throwing first and last stones. This one is coming down a bit heavy and a bit wide, not quite falling the way they want it to. And I think that one's going to just go out the back and over the back, completely over the back line, so it is out.
That's an important stone, that first stone, because the other team is more or less setting shots, but you have a first attempt to draw straight in the middle of the house.
All right, so Sebastian with first stone for Plastiek Van Looy.
So both teams deciding not to put the broom, but going with an additional sweeper.
Right, this one is going to sneak down around that guard. Is that going to fall over? It's trying to sweep it to get it over. That looks like it's a very good opening stone. A little bit short, but it does kind of cover up that side of the draw into the button. So it's going to force Hana to go around the other side.
I don't think it's that bad that it's a bit short, because it just takes a draw option away for Goebezig.
Yep. So here we see Hana setting in for her first ever competitive stone.
In the doubles.
In doubles, yeah. Frank jumped on it sweeping pretty quickly. Looks a bit wide, but I think he's just trying to get it down there, something into the house that maybe they can use.
I hope his back will hold for the entire game. I know when playing in the Takeout Tigers games, he mentioned that he has some back injuries if he is sweeping too much.
I thought it was his shoulder.
Oh, his shoulder, yeah.
No, he did have a back thing too. He's just getting old. All right. Ram very quick on the next stone. Barely waited for that last one to stop before he threw it.
Yeah, I missed the sliding. I was still looking at the situation in the house when the stone was already thrown. Seems a bit hard.
Yeah, Sebastian kind of indicating it's a little bit heavy. It's going to sit in the house. Just back there in the back of the 12-foot. It gives another opportunity for Hana to draw around, to try to get that red stone. It's somewhere in there near the button. Very good form from Hana. Stays nice and low, keeps her eyes focused on the target where she's going. Frank's jumping on this one for the speed. Oh, right. I forgot to hit next. Ooh, again, comes up just a little bit short. But not in a bad position. They can use that to promote. Brahma's going to try to sneak this one in behind it, or maybe even just set up a guard in front of those.
I'm guessing it's the guards, given the weight.
Might curl a little bit too much, but I think it's still going to end up in a good spot. Yeah, that really closes things off for Goebezig. They're going to have to figure something out. There's still a bit of an opening around the side, but I don't know if they'll be able to get the angle they need to tap it back into the house.
Well, currently, Plastiek Van Looy is hitting 3 stones in the house. So starts to put some pressure on Goebezig to manage the damage.
Yeah. You can see Frank over here. Well, I could see him through the glass, pointing down the ice from the open side where they might want to go. Want to make sure this one gets around that guard. It's going to be close. Frank's going to need to sweep this one hard.
He'll tap the guards.
That opens things up a little bit for them, so not too bad there. Looked like that had some decent weight on it. That would have been a pretty good shot if it just gets around that top guard. Just a little bit inside. Looks like Brahm's going to come around, follow up that stone as well. Looks a bit outside.
They might just want to guard the lane and defend their three stones in the house.
Yeah, I think that was the plan. I think it's just a little bit more outside than they wanted. There's a gap there, but it's not a big one. It is not a big gap there. And this is Goebezig's last stone, so they got to try to do something to mitigate the damage. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think they have a couple of options here with tap backs and run backs, but you know, they need to get something into the house just to kind of maybe take away 1 or 2 of those scoring stones without opening things up so much that it gives Plastiek Van Looy another opportunity to score more.
Are they looking to promote their center stone?
No, they're going for the one on the outside. It's falling, but I don't know if it's going to get the right angle. No, just catches it on the nose. Interesting play there. That was probably one of the the better opportunities they had there. That long run back's a little bit more difficult. That one just needed to fall a couple more centimeters to the outside, and that would have been a really good one. So Plastiek Van Looy with an opportunity to score 4 here on this end if they can find a way to get one in there. Looks like they're going to come up the ice side, maybe try to tap their yellow one back, maybe try to draw this one in between that little gap. Yeah. Looking at the weight, is that It's going to hit that yellow one. Is it going to have the weight to get it back into the house? Just needs to touch it. And unfortunately comes up just a bit short. But big first end for Plastiek Van Looy, starting out with 3. Let's see, I've got to change this over here too.
Yes.
We need better webhooks. There we go.
So
And of course, on our new scoreboard, yellow is on the top, and on the and on the live scoreboard and the in-house scoreboard, it's on the bottom. So I'm bound to put points on the wrong wrong team.
Frank carefully putting the stone in position there.
Oh, well,
And then forgot about where it should actually be positioned.
well, that one even looks high. Normally we do the middle position, but it's also a choice between the teams. They pick the they get to choose from the start. It looks like they're going with the high position today.
And normally I think it's depending on how much it curls, and then you could ask the ice maker for advice, because within our games we have I think a default position that works for most of the games.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go.
But it looks like it's indeed pretty high.
Yeah, it's a little. Ice feels like it's a little bit fast, so it's not curling as much. This one's gonna have a nice little bit of a late curl, but it's still not gonna get over that center line. Believe that does stay in a shot though. Oh, by the way, we do have another match going on right next door to in sheet B. We have Belenki against IDK. That's also going to be a very good matchup. We're going to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, I remember that IDK, where Team was playing, and Belenki, where Jeroen is playing, they were really taunting each other for this game. That's the kind of you have some double games where people who play in the same team then they get to compete in the doubles league, the kind of small rivalries, and that's what the Team Verreken rivalry going on in that game.
Yep. And we'll be seeing Belenki in our second match of our doubleheader today, going up against Double Trouble, who we saw last week. Unfortunately, that stone went through the house, so it's going to give Plastiek Van Looy another opportunity at the house. No, I think they're going to come up the same side they just went. Maybe try to put a guard or another one frozen up against it. Sweeping this one to get it around that guard, and then deep enough. Gets around the guard nicely. Is that going to get all the way onto the button?
I think this is a beautiful stone.
That is just a beautiful stone from Bram there. Right there on the pin. Definitely.
Small round of applause here in the venue. I can't agree more, of course. Make sure A, to take notes, and then B, to not forget your notes, and then you can have a awesome shot of the game afterwards.
Well, it's not that we won't have it if I forget my notes. It just means I have to watch the match all over again.
Yeah, true.
Doubles matches are a lot easier because they're shorter, so when you put it on double speed, it goes a lot faster.
Yeah, some of these shorts really picked up on YouTube. I think we already have a few that went over 1,000 views.
Yeah, we can't explain it, but YouTube has been putting them in the shorts feed, and we've just seen the numbers just really explode on some of them. It's great. It's great. We're helping us grow the channel.
The internet works in mysterious ways.
A little bit outside on that one.
Right now I'm wondering if Frank's family is watching the game, or if somebody from Team Verreken or Discord Housekeepers is watching this game to root for their companions.
Yeah, you never know. I hope they are. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. I don't know. I'd probably be sleeping in if it were me, but
This is perfect breakfast material. I mean, what are you gonna watch except for curling?
that's
Winter
true.
images,
That's true.
de zevende dag.
Pretty nice guard there from Braum. Maybe a little bit deeper than they wanted. Sebastian giving some hand signals, but covers up those two nicely. So Hana's going to come around the wall side. Try to find something to come around the other way. This one looks a bit on the heavier side, but it is closer to the guard. So is that going to be able to fall? Not quite so sure. That's going to have enough to fall. Just a little bit heavy there. Or the ice is just really that straight. Okay, the ice is just really that straight over on that side. So stays in the house, a little bit deeper than the T line, a little bit past, but it just did not fall. They're gonna have to really come close to that. Come close to that guard there if they really want this to draw into the button. This one also appearing to be a little bit on the wide side. Will probably fall into that red or just come up even a little bit shorter.
So still two yellow stones sitting shot here, and the red stone is kind of in a dangerous position if they are able to run back that left stone, the one sitting fourth.
Yep. And honestly, with the straight as the ice is, I think they could still... Plastiek Van Looy could just do it like a straight takeout. I think there's enough of a gap. I don't think that the ice is falling that much that it would just hit on the that back red and could potentially even do something to kick that other red out. There's still a gap. I think there's still enough of a gap to also to draw in. Just need to make sure you're not so wide. It's not falling that much. So I'm just finding her position on the hack there. Frank's gonna need to sweep this one. This one might be a little too close to that. No, I think that might make it around.
Looks like it's going to make a round.
No, hashtag wrong. But it's not bad stone. It does open things up. It's gonna force Plastiek Van Looy to place a guard there. You know, they still are only sitting two, but leaving it open like that could allow Goebezig to do something with it. See Braum kind of giving some pointers where they might want to end up, what they could possibly do. Good morning, Brecht.
I'm Brecht. Just here to see our skip sweeping. Yeah, that's same for takeout tigers. It's the first time we see Frank sweeping.
Yep. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good stone there from Sebastian. Really, like right on the line. It's gonna block off all of the takeout opportunities. So Frank is going to have to figure something out.
This is where the Frank magic should make the difference here. This is where skips can see options where kind of regular players like us we don't see. Yeah. Some strange background noises. Probably some.
Yeah, we have Sebastian and Bram have discovered the camera and like the microphone, and they're talking directly into it.
They're saying hello to Brecht, I guess. They sensed that Brecht started to watch the stream, and now they're going hello.
Line looks good. I think just might be a touch heavy.
I think it will tap their red one.
Well,
it doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't
though.
change anything. No, I think they were trying to tap that top yellow and maybe move this tap onto the back yellow just to kind of score it, take away some of the scoring. But the two more from Plastiek Van Looy. Okay, I found a bug in the new scoring system. I switched the hammer and it reset.
Oh yeah,
and back.
you don't switch the hammer here. This is where you just fix it for the beginning, and then here it states which team having hammer. So you don't touch this. So now I shouldn't tap my finger on my screen that hard.
Oh, that's your computer. So
yeah.
So if I click reset and then go through the score again, will it matter?
No, it shouldn't matter.
Okay, so it still says this, but if I...
You go next. Okay. It doesn't record any timestamps so far. So now it says Goebezig has a hammer. So this is the actual situation. This is just...
Okay, well, because before it had shown...
Yeah.
It was showing the wrong team had the hammer, so we'll take a look back at it and play.
There are some minor features in there, unwanted features.
Working as intended, just not using as intended.
Yeah. I haven't really tested it with doubles games. I made some basic tests with the regular 4x4s, then tried to tap along an existing game, but I know there are some issues with the new scoreboard, so it's not ready for production yet.
Well, got that one around the guard, just did not have the weight to get it all the way back there. That might cause some problems, but because with how little the ice is really falling right now, could cause some problems. And I think we're gonna see a switch. Yeah, Hana is gonna be throwing first and last stones in this end, so now I have to swap players. Well, I only have to swap one name, so...
Yeah, they have I like the little Spider-Man move that Hana is using after her throw. It looks very cool.
Fly. Next. Yeah, it worked. Seemed to work.
Of course it works.
Unfortunately for Hana, this one's a little bit wide and a little bit deep, so that one slides through the back of the house out of play. I think at some point we're going to have to remember to actually talk about the curling instead of just about trying to get the scoreboard to work.
Yeah.
Ram is another one of those players in the league that has like a very low sliding technique. Not quite as low as Caro's peekaboo, but still gets quite down there. Can see right behind the stone. Oh. Just falls onto the center guard there. Taps it wide.
Yeah, split is not necessarily bad to get that guard out of the way.
Nope.
Nice expressions on Bram's face there, and
Alright, so let's see what Frank chooses to do here. They've got an option, I think, of either trying to draw in around behind that the yellow one in the house, or even just in front of it putting up a guard, making it trying to prevent Plastiek Van Looy from using it as a run back. Or another option would be actually just to do a takeout. And it looks kind of like what Frank is doing here. Just gonna want to tap this one out of the way. Falls on it, catches it enough. Shooter spills out to the side, and also the Yellowstone there. So now it does leave them vulnerable to a takeout, and with those guards, I think they can roll either direction and have coverage. So we could also just see Braum choose to freeze it up against it or try to put something on the button. That one has not quite got the speed, I think. It is going to block.
I think it's too short.
Yeah, it's way too short. Yeah, I think they wanted that to...
They went just across the line.
Yeah, they wanted that to not stop there. They wanted it to stop short. If it wasn't going to get down there, they wanted that one short, take it out of play, because now it gives them a free... gives Frank a free guard there, or Goebezig a free guard there. So I think you're going to see Frank kind of draw in between those two. Yeah, he's going to come up the wall side, go through that gap, and probably put something in right at the top of the house. Sylvie is watching. Mona's doing her homework. Well, good morning to you. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday.
I know Mona is a big supporter of our Instagram account. She likes a lot of our posts, which is highly appreciated.
Ooh, this one probably not quite the intended thing, but look at that, Frank. Look at him go.
Wow.
Yeah, he can sweep.
He can sweep.
Look at that action.
It's on camera.
Shot of the match, making a note. 39, 35. Frank sweeps.
Yeah. Frank sweeps.
That one ended up just a little bit wider than they wanted, but this one's going to allow... Yeah, Braum is coming up through that gap. They want this one to fall. Squeezes it through there. Going to try to sweep this one to curl.
It'll jam that stone and stay shot.
Yep, stays in the house, so sits shot, but that center is wide open.
I think we missed a great shot on one of the other sheets here.
Well, it's hard to say if it's a good shot or not because it was Myrta throwing it and it's her parents clapping, so maybe they're a little biased.
A little.
Kim is giving me the side eye.
Yeah, Kim is sitting there behind the glass. She's the facepalm girl. Remember the facepalm meme a while ago?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, so Frank gonna try to draw this through. Is this gonna have enough time to fall? I think it's a little bit wide.
I think it is, yeah.
Opens things up quite a lot over there. Bit of a missed opportunity there, I think. I think we should have, and I think Frank's gonna know that too. He really wanted to get that one through that gap, something in the house. Well, we have no idea what's going on over in the Belenki IDK match because they're not putting the score up, so...
Score is not important in competitive games.
No.
It's overrated. It's just about the fun of
1-0, we've been informed.
1-0. And who gets to brag about the 1?
Which team? Okay. So 1-0 for IDK.
All right. That's Timo Verreken and Mirte. Also confirmed, by the way, IDK stands for I don't know. Kind of guessed that, but I wanted to make sure there was no kind of a joke I missed out, some kind of pun they have among themselves.
How many times did you have to ask them?
I don't know.
Okay, so pretty much the full house to draw into. There's a lot of stuff covering the middle, but they don't need to worry about that. Hana just needs to get the speed right, get something all the way into the blue, and I'll hit next to make sure it's on the last stone. Coming up that wall side, she does have that stone deep in the house as backing if it's too hard. Frank is not, he's half sweeping it. Not sure what he wants it to do. He thinks it might be too heavy, so he's trying to hold it straight or just make sure it gets into the house.
I think it's heavy enough to get in the house. Maybe he tried to make it bend more, curl more.
I think he wasn't sure if it was going to be too long. And so he's trying to sweep it to get on that yellow, but doesn't matter. It is a very good stone from Hana, and that gives them 1 point. It puts them on the board here in the end of the third. So through 3 ends, Plastiek Van Looy is leading 5-1 over Goebezig. But that was a good stone from Hana there at the end. Just those open houses, those are the ones that seem to be the... For me, they're a little bit mental.
Yeah.
It's oh, it's so open, I can do this, and you have that. You still worry about leaving it too short, that you might push it too long. It
seems like you can only do wrong. Everybody expects to just draw in the house, no big deal, easy peasy, and then you kind of feel the pressure of screwing up.
Yep. So that means Hana will be leading us off this end. Yeah, see, here's the... It's showing me that... Oh, I know why. Put the score up after I hit next. There we go. So I just have to remember to put the score before I hit next into the next end.
Oh yeah, otherwise it assumes it's a blank end and then
It
the hammer.
keeps everything the same.
Yeah. So it wasn't a bug, it was just a hashtag.
No, it's just,
okay. No,
it's
it was counterintuitive, so it was a bug.
There is a design flaw. It's not a bug. It's just a
bad user experience, which I should not make those mistakes.
That is your career, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's like that programming joke, or the QA joke. It's like a QA person walks into a bar, orders 1 beer, orders 100 beers, orders 0.9 beers, orders X beers. The first user comes into the bar, uses the bathroom, and the whole place catches on fire.
Yeah, that's really what it's like. You kind of build something, you expect people to use it in a certain way, and then you do a first field test. It can be very confronting to see how users actually use a product.
Yep.
Right.
So no tick rule in effect in doubles here, so moving that stone off the center line is not an issue. It's going to make it a little bit easier for Goebezig to come in and maybe try to get something on the house. These guys aren't that handsome. You shouldn't keep showing them like that.
Yeah, but otherwise I'm just kind of filming Frank repositioning the stones.
Yeah.
That's also not that interesting. You only have 4 players instead of 8, so there's
Yeah.
less happening on the ice that
It
you can
is
catch.
a little bit, yep. You know, I was just thinking what Plastiek Van Looy's uniforms remind me of. They remind me of Star Trek.
Oh yeah, true.
Like Captain Kirk's uniform. It's similar color, similar cut. They just need to get the little Star Trek badge, and there it is. All right, so they're looking for this one to curl a little bit. Just look how straight that's staying. I mean, it starts to fall just at the end. That is actually going to be okay there. A little bit heavy, doesn't get that freeze, but does sit shot. Maybe as we get towards the end of the match, that ice will start falling more and more. For now, they're just gonna have to kind of bring everything in close to the center line and fall. Even this looks like it's not gonna curl enough. It starts to go right about there, but it's still just gonna get onto the nose. But does its job. I mean, they wanted it to get a little bit more over. They were looking to place something on the button instead of there, but now this is going to give Frank an opportunity to do the same thing, draw in. Hana going back to get her gripper.
Yeah. So what's happening on the other game so far, John?
I am looking, looks like they're coming down to last stones over in the second end. Right now, IDK has one sitting on the button. Vilenki has quite a bunch in the house, but nothing close enough, so it looks like IDK is just bringing down a stone to guard it. All right, Frank looking to do a takeout here, tap these two away. He does get rid of one, moves the other one further back, so opens things up quite a bit. Nice stone there from Frank. Oops, did I go one too many? I think I did. There we go. Heard Sebastian say about it. Thinks it's a little bit outside. Start shouting at Brahm to sweep. Thinks that one might be a little bit short.
I think it is, yeah.
Brahm.
There's a slap. That's kind of one of the signature moves of Bram sometimes, if he misses a shot.
Yeah. He almost headbutted the metal support beam. Last he decided not to, because that will not. He will not win that fight. I'm curious. We're hearing. Oh, more static.
I hear some static, yeah. I don't know if it's...
That was the first time that came through, so... This is going to be a little bit wide. It's going to tap on that guard. Oh, unfortunately... Alright, this is going to give something for Rom to draw behind. So we were hearing earlier some conversation with Brom and Sebastian. Maybe we had it on the split cam. There we go. Okay.
Sebastian coming over to help and sweep.
Going to look to see what Brom might be coming down. Okay, he's going to be coming up the ice side. I think they just want to squeeze this one around that red guard. Tuck in behind it.
Will it get deep enough?
Does
Nope.
not get deep enough, so...
Sebastian not happy. It was slightly too short. I think had to sweep with all of his powers to get it as deep as possible, but it ended up being slightly short. I can't really compare it with that redstone in the back. Might guess it's too short.
It's similar, but you have that red in the side of the house that's second, so... this, just inside the blue.
Yeah.
So that one is... So now, this is where, you know, kind of curious what they're going to do here. I don't know that Hana has enough strength to do a run back double takeout.
He could surprise you, who knows?
She could surprise me, yes. I mean, it's, I think the stones weigh more than she does, so it would definitely be a feat, but I think she also has quite a lot of room to draw around on the wall side. They could even just try to play it. Yeah, it looks like they might be doing that. Just try to tap that red one back. This one looks a bit inside. It's falling quite a bit. Frank's gonna try to sweep it. Maybe it hits their red. Does some tic-tac-tock and see.
There's the tick. There's a tack. And wow.
Lot of stone. Get it all the way in there. Oh,
Awesome.
Stone. We'll write that one down because that one's pretty
See,
cool to
this
see.
is what you get with the TikTok generation. They just throw these TikToks straight into the house. Well deserved high five there.
Very, very good stone there. Sometimes, you know, as they say, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That was fortune smiling down on them a little bit to inside off that, but it hit everything just the way it needed to, and very good stone. Very good result.
I'm calling this shot of the match so far. It's my favorite one so far.
Yeah. I'll put a little arrow next to it to give that a little bit more importance.
I'm glad you call that an arrow.
Well, I know what it is. A little bit outside on this one. They were hoping to run it back and get that one out of the way.
Oh, this is a steal.
Steal of one for...
Nice. Very nice. Brings them back in the game a little bit.
Yes, every stone counts, getting a little bit closer.
It's also good for the morale to kind of crawl your way back into the game with these little steals.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, sometimes you just need that little bit of luck to go your way, and it kind of, you know, lifts your spirits, and that kind of makes things go a little bit better for you.
Especially if that steal was a direct result of such a nice stone.
Yeah.
It really kind of boosts your morale. So Frank and Sebastian, or Frank and Bram, putting the stones back in place, setting up the doubles default setup here.
I'm getting a little bit of static from time to time now. I hope that's not a camera issue or a microphone issue.
Yeah. Have to
Have to watch it back again.
yeah.
Because I checked, this time I double checked the connections, made sure that everything was fully seated correctly, and so.
But you didn't triple check them.
Well, you should have double checked it, so mine should have
Yeah,
been a
true.
triple check.
Yeah, true.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. And so they finally put up some scores over in the IDK Belenki match. Through 2, IDK is leading 2-0.
Nice.
They are midway through the third end. Possibly, yeah, midway through.
So the position change of Goebezig actually is paying off real nice. Remember, after the second end, they decided to switch positions.
That is correct. Yeah, they've scored 2 ends in a row. It's getting themselves back into this match. This one seems quite narrow. I think the ice is falling a little bit more than that. So Brom's gonna try to sweep as much as he can. Oh, that does get around. That really gets around, but is that gonna have now too much speed? Yeah, a little bit heavy. He's gonna push it back off the circle, split everything open over there. Yeah, but that's a danger when you throw things when you have to go quite close to that guard. You have to sweep a lot more, and it holds it straighter. I'm really gonna make a suggestion to Brahman and Sebastian to go get little Star Trek emblems put on their jerseys.
Yeah, true.
They really do need it.
Now it's Frank's turn to throw. Do you know what a stone is called when it's being thrown by Frank?
No.
It's called a Frankenstein.
No, it's not.
That was a bad joke.
It's terrible.
I heard some noise on the camera again. I guess we have to take that part out. Just for the quality of the stream.
You mean that joke? Yes.
Yeah.
I think you get your dad card revoked for jokes that bad. Oh, unfortunately, tapped that one out of play. Still not up to the five stones, so the shooter comes out and the removed stone gets back into position. Brom waving off the sweeping. It's going to get around the guard just nicely. They just don't want to get this one too deep. It is a bit heavy. That is going to run onto their stone there, pushing it further back in the house. Shooter stays in the forefoot, just almost biting the button.
Yeah, the thing is, they have 3 stones in the house, but they're all behind the T-line, so it looks better than it actually is, because stones behind the T-line, well,
yeah,
they're backing.
Yep.
It could get tapped.
Yeah, and it's also sitting open. It's not really directly behind the guard, so it's there for available for like a hit and roll or a tap and roll. Probably don't need to hit this one very hard, just to kind of slide the shooter further under the guards. Very straight slide from Frank, and he corrected quite a bit by pushing that stone outside. Did he push too much? It's gonna start to fall. You want to get this one frozen up against it if they can. If they're not going to move it out of the way, it comes up just a little bit short though.
Slightly too short. You can give it a little tap, but I think he wanted it to freeze or at least tap against the yellow one.
Yep. You're going for the takeout here.
This is a hard takeout. It's actually a rocket.
Unfortunately, it's going to hit nose on. Does catch the red off a little bit, so it does push it out wide. They're still sitting 3. But again, the center of the house is open. There's a lot of path to it. I think Frank's going to try to draw. You saw him maybe tap on the yellow stone, kind of letting Hana know that if it's too hard, we can hit that one and roll over. So, yeah, very solid plan A, plan B here. This is Frank's last stone of the end. Yeah, that camera, the controller seems to be doing it more often.
Yeah, it's getting more rogue on me.
Yeah. Alright, this one does look a bit wide and heavy. You want to make sure this one falls a little bit so it will hit the inside part of the house. Is it going to fall too much? Ooh, just catches it.
This could be a lucky break here.
Yeah, very good break. Very fortunate there. Fell a little bit more than they counted on, but caught just enough, and they were able to actually tap that other stone out of the way too, so... Yeah. Rare takeout here in doubles. Don't see often, you don't have enough stones to really look at this. See a lot of takeouts, so... They're just looking to open this one up. Of course, Goebezig to put something in the way. Squeezes that one through.
Yeah. Didn't follow up on their shooter stone there. Could have potentially scrambled this situation on the B sheet. Yeah. Luckily it didn't.
Fortunately, they're in the middle of their 8 minutes of thinking time between each shot. Just looking at this, at the pace of play between the two matches. On sheet B, they started about the same time, but sheet B is in the middle of their 3rd end, while we're in the middle of our 5th end here. So.
Kind of wrapping up the 5th end.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're down to their last stone over on, last stones over on sheet B, but yeah, this end will be done well before they finish that. Sylvie liked your TikTok generation joke.
Yeah.
That one was okay. We can leave that one.
That one was okay, yeah.
We'll leave that one in the
I wonder, maybe they don't use TikTok. I don't know. I have, but I assume they might.
Yeah, Frank's daughters are pretty close in age to my daughter, and she's all over TikTok. So TikTok, Snapchat.
Is TikTok like the main platform with the younger generation right now?
Possibly. Probably. I mean, I'm going to be 50 next year. What do I know about the younger generation?
Yeah. There are so many younger generations looking from your...
This one's a little wide and heavy, and it's going to catch theirs.
Oh, no.
That's an bad break there.
What happened?
Yeah, I think they came up that side. I think they wanted to use that one as backing, or at least try to guard it. And unfortunately, she was just a little bit heavy. And that's the danger when you're trying to use your own stones for backing. It's you end up taking it out. So yes, see, Hana, that end is much more comfortable for your chin.
Yeah, neat. If you lean this way.
There you go. That's how you clean the dirt off of it.
Yeah, because you don't want a chin with a little bit of blue carpet wrappings.
I'd be more worried about the dirt on the ice, to be honest, than the carpet. Okay, so Sebastian with hammer stone. This is for 4. This is for 4. No, 3.
Looks heavy though.
It is heavy. I want to to make sure this one taps further.
I think it's 3.
It is 2.
1, 2.
Yep. It's that red one off to the side of the house that's not in our overhead there that Frank just
Oh,
took
yeah,
away.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
2 for Plastiek Van Looy. Gross, you know, erases those last 2 ends from Goebezig.
So while they're setting up the stones for the next end, if you look at the table so far, you can see over in Group A, this is a Group A game, and Plastiek Van Looy. I lost the sound of the ice, but that doesn't matter. So it's both their first game, Goebezig and Plastiek Van Looy, but things were still pretty close in this A group. Not a lot of teams have played the game so far.
Yep. Yeah, still the double season gets spread out. It's quite long. So and matches get moved around a lot, especially for tournaments and things like that with Bram, as part of Team Vereka, traveling to quite a lot of tournaments in preparation for the European Championships. Yeah, they probably had quite a few matches postponed and moved around, and so why they're starting their season quite late, but still a long way to go. It runs all the way through to May. Or April, I think, is when they want to end it. So.
I think so, yeah. Because there's still a playoff. I think they want to end the regular double season in April, and then they have a playoff system where the best 3 teams of the group stage move towards the... Oops. Oh, slightly tapped the guard there. And because they took the stone out of play, they have to reposition it.
Sorry, I was taking a bite of my breakfast and doing some sound checks. All right. Here comes Hana with her first stone of the 6th end here. And Frank sweeping it a little bit light. I knew that 50 euros I gave to Hana to leave things light to force Frank to sweep was money well spent.
Yeah, true.
I really did not give her money, just so anybody's aware. She's doing this out of love for her father. She knows that he needs to practice his sweeping.
Yeah.
Quick update from Sheet B. Belenki scored 2 to level the match at the end of 3, so it's tied 2-2 over there. This one looks nice from Brom. Just going to be a little bit heavy. Just doesn't get enough to fall and taps the red one off the forefoot, but the shooter slides a little bit deeper. I think with Hana stone coming up a little bit short on the wall side, we're going to see a lot of stones coming up this open ice side on this end. Yeah, this one's just a bit outside. Is that going to have enough? It's not going to fall enough, but is it going to tap onto that yellow?
Don't know if it's hard enough to give it a big tap. You're just going to sit on a T-line maybe. And
I think they might have wanted to sweep that one a little bit more. No, looking at the overhead, it's closer. So I think they're You're okay leaving it where it is. Bastion wanting this one on the nose. I'm shouting for the sweep. It's going to be a bit on the outside, but he is going to get rid of that red. Ooh, actually runs it over onto the other red, but doesn't move it far enough. Actually puts that red a little bit more behind the guards. See Frank, I think, just go draw to the top of that forfeit circle, the red circle there. Let's see what... This one looks pretty good. Might be on the heavy side though, and they're not sweeping it. It's gonna sneak around the guard, I think, I hope.
Yes, it does. Wow.
Wow, what it's a really nice shot. That is a fantastic shot there. Still don't think it's as good as Mona's, but we'll write it down anyway.
Yeah. It's a beautiful shot. And it just sticks almost against that other red stone, so it's very hard to take it out now. But still behind the middle of the house. So you can just throw the exact same stone.
Yep.
But I have 5.
It's funny, I was talking with Sebastian before the match and telling him how he's usually so worried about the cameras. You know, he's very aware of not getting in the way, and then of course right there he gets in the way. Fortunately, we have the other angles to use, but it's just sort of like, it's ironic. I think we're going to see Brom try to do exactly the same stone.
Yeah, Sebastian, he noticed the line. He had all the time in the world to look at the line, so he could give clear instructions where to set the broom. But then, of course, it's up to the thrower.
Yeah, this one... this one's not going to be out. It's a little bit wider than Frank's stone, so it's not going to fall enough. It's biting the button, but not quite enough. I think we're going to see Frank try to do basically the same stone he just threw. Try to tap that yellow one further away, roll their shooter in underneath.
Could you do a hit and roll on that yellow one?
I think it's going to be a draw weight.
Yep.
A draw weight hit and tap and roll. I don't think they want to risk
like not a hit,
with like anything too hard.
But you could use the yellow one, of course.
Yeah, that's he was tapping on it, so I think that's kind of what he wants to do. Now, of course, the worst thing for them would be to hit this on the outside of the yellow. They might want to sweep this one just so it doesn't fall enough. Yeah. Yeah, this stone is a little bit outside, but they want to make sure this one doesn't fall over onto that yellow.
Might be a little bit too hard. Didn't feel as much as they hoped for.
Yeah. He took draw, I think he took draw weight ice, but then threw hack weight, so... discussing how they can possibly use this yellow to tap the red out of the way, or what they can do to put themselves in a position to score. So it looks like they're going to try to do the same kind of thing, like tap in off the yellow, move in. Now they got to be careful that they don't hit the yellow too hard, or that they don't have too much weight, because then the shooter could slide through past the button while taking their own yellow out. That could give a big opportunity to Goebezig.
It's an important stone though, because if this one misses, maybe Goebezig could look for an opportunity to score points here.
Yep. Alright, I think this one's a little light. They're trying to sweep this one. It's gonna get around the guard, but is it gonna get all the way down to the house?
Yeah, if it overcurls, it leaves the option for Frank to try. Now it doesn't curl enough for that.
Or no, and it's Hannah's stone.
Oh, Hannah's stone, yeah.
So I think if anything, maybe they try coming up the other side, potentially tap that that red guard back. Yeah, Franka sees it. That's probably the least risky play. They won't have to throw it very hard. Yeah, they won't have to throw this one very hard. Don't think it's likely that she can tap their red out of... Well, actually they could. Well, no. She would have to throw it like extremely hard to run it back, hit the angle, and spill that red out. I mean, there's always a risk.
There's always an opportunity to throw another shot of the match.
Yeah, this would be an incredible shot. A run back to tap that yellow off the button and score 3. That would be quite a shot. Oh. This one, unfortunately, a little bit outside, a little bit light. So I think we're going to get 1 for Goebezig. Sure, I update the score first before I hit next. And there we go. So, through the end of 6, Plastiek Van Looy 7, Goebezig 3. Good end that one. I think both teams made some good shots. Put some. We saw a lot of potential for scoring there in the middle. Quite a good end there.
Yeah, both teams winning 3 ends each. So it just came down to the amount of stones that were scored.
Yep. All right. Sebastian is
giving us the muscles.
Yeah. He feels good beating up on a little girl.
Yeah.
But definitely moving at a different pace on this sheet compared to the next. They're still discussing their final shots in the 4th end as we're about ready to start the 7th end here. But you also see the difference in the fact that each end that I've seen, they often have every stone in play, and most of them are in the house. Like right now, I think there's only 1 stone not in the house over on sheet B. So you do have a lot more to think about when you have that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh, we see them switching back. Frank and Hannah have switched positions again.
They do it to confuse the opponent, mess with their heads, make sure they lose track of count.
And then I have to type on this weird keyboard that you have.
Oh yeah.
And of course did it work? It didn't. Oh, let's see, apply. All right. Very nice shot from Timo over on sheet B. Hit and roll to score 3.
Wow.
So through the end of 4, it is 5-2 IDK over Belenki.
Yeah, nice to see, because Belenki is considered one of the top candidates to actually win the doubles competition. But of course, I think Timo and Mita proved they have some quality. They really performed nice in the doubles cup last year. That was their first team effort.
Oh yeah, I think both of those teams are going to be really strong. They're going to be competing for the top spot, I believe.
Yep.
It's almost a shame they're in the same pool, because you know they're going to have to fight each other to just get to whoever. They're going to be ones fighting just to win the division to be able to go to the championship match. And it's like both those teams would be worthy of playing in that championship match, I think.
Yep. Well, luckily there's a playoff system.
Yep. Unluckily for us, they're in our pool.
Yeah. Well, are they?
We're in Pool A. No, they're Pool B. That's right, they're Pool B. So,
how do you?
I'm confused because see, I thought both matches were in the same pool this morning. That's why I'm a little confused.
Yeah. They're in different pools. We play all of the Takeout Tigers opponents in our pool. We play Frank, we play Andres, we play Peter. So we have that kind of Takeout Tiger rivalry going on.
That's true. All right. Frank indicating this one's just a little bit outside. Kind of wants this one to tap off the guard there. Nope, just squeaks by. It's not going to have quite enough to get to the house, and is now providing cover for that extra cover for those yellows in the house. So very likely we're going to see a takeout on this red sitting out in the middle of the house.
Yeah, it's an open house, so they're just going to clean up. They already have some stones. I overheard that word, Febram. I'm not going to repeat it. But
Is that for the swear jar?
Yeah, definitely for the swear jar. So 3-letter words. Dutch words.
Yep. Dutch words also count.
Yeah.
Dutch swear words also count. I don't think we can charge 20 euros like they do in Canada. Those guys earn a lot more with each win. So
yeah.
maybe we could do something like 50 cents.
Gonna take a bite out of my tasty croissant just to get the bad taste out of my mouth.
They're going to try to draw this one around that red guard, put it on the inside of the yellow, but I think it's going to fall a little too much and it's going to catch the guard. It does just so slightly, falls into the house, had pretty good weight, but I think that would have been a really good stone, just needed a centimeter or two more towards the inside to get around that guard. Ooh, Sebastian thinks it's a bit outside, wants it to fall. Looks like it's gonna fall late. It is gonna catch it. But shooter is going to spill out of the house, touch the wall, and go out. So I think they were hoping to hold that shooter there right in front of that yellow, give them 4 in the house with a little bit of protection. Oops, I am a bit behind, I think, on the stone count. Yeah, the stone counter doesn't do any good if I forget to hit next. So looking at Frank's walking pace, it looked like it was going to be too hard. This might be hard. But maybe he's trying to sweep it to hold line. No. I'm gonna sweep this last little bit, try to get it in close to into the button. There it goes. And we're going to see the same thing come back from Brahm. Just try to knock this one away. Fell just a little bit too much for them. For Goebezig there, so. You're muted. They're going to want to sweep this one. They don't want it to fall over too far. They want this one on the nose. Ooh, that is going to fall a little bit, but not too much. I think they might be just going for some damage control here. Try to double those 2 out. You know, if they get it on the right angle, that maybe the shooter will stay inside those other 2 and be somewhat protected. I think that's really what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to try to get these at least try to get those 2 open ones out of the house, just to try to take away some scoring opportunities there.
So this is the Frank's last stone?
Yes. Oops, this is last stone in the end for Goebezig. It's looking pretty good from this angle.
Wow.
Very nice stone from Frank. Fortunately, the shooter does not stay inside those other 2, but that's still really good stone to get those 2 away.
Yeah, just imagine if that shooter would have sticked against the yellow one and stayed shot behind their red guard. That would have been an awesome shot.
Yeah, yeah. Really taken away, would have taken, 4 points away from Plastiek Van Looy, giving them only the opportunity to draw for 1. Unfortunately, it just rolled out a little bit too much. And it's going to give
Hannah comforting Frank, not to feel bad about it.
Yeah, a 3 end here will end the match, as it won't even be possible for Goebezig to score enough points in the last end.
Yeah, you can only score 6 max, not 8.
So this one just needs to get full blue, plus a couple centimeters.
Yeah. think Frank already figured out that mathematically this could end the game right here.
Yep.
And it does.
1, 2, 3 for Plastiek Van Looy, giving them 10 to 3.
Well, there's still 2 ends to play, of course.
Nope, we're in the...
Oh, did I...
Yeah, you put 2 times in the same.
Yes.
That was the 7th end.
I noticed something was off.
They may elect to play this out anyway, just
for practice purposes.
Just for practice purposes.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's Sunday morning. For the viewers, for the fans.
Yeah. You got up early to come out and play. You might as well play all of them.
This is where sometimes even in professional curling you will see players do trick shots. Not if you could do a handshake, but sometimes it happens where a game is played but they have to finish one end.
Yep. Yeah, you saw that with Italy and the United States at the World Championships last year. No, the Olympics last year. In group play, yeah, they have to. It's a minimum of 8 ends, and through 7, the U.S. was down quite a lot, so they just kind of goofed around in the 8th end until they could shake hands, doing trick shots. The other team sweeping for each other. They made sure that none of the stones actually went into the house, so it was just fun. But they officially had to play the end. I think it's a nice sporting gesture from Plastiek Van Looy to let them play this out, just to give them Hannah a little bit more, or Hannah a little more experience. And
we're seeing a power play in this last end.
Yeah, we had the power play the last end too. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so this is good practice for both teams. You don't see power plays a lot, so it's always good to be able to practice it in a game, test it out in a game situation, even though this one is already over. So you see, Brown, the idea with that first stone when you've got the power play is you want to freeze up against that red stone out there. A little bit heavy, tapped it a little bit, leaves it open, but yeah, you're trying to put one, instead of freezing it onto the one on the back of the house or the back of the forefoot, you're trying to freeze it up against it on the outside, just to take things out of play and kind of change the end, change the advantage in the end. Trying to sweep this one around the guard. I don't think it's gonna have enough. They want to make sure it doesn't tap it out of play, because then they'll lose their shooter.
Yeah, I think we're going to have Frank a little bit of sweeping practice next time we train with takeout tigers.
Yep. His technique's not bad, but you can see it's a little rusty.
Yeah.
Needs to really get that weight onto the head of the brush. And if anybody knows about putting weight onto the head of the brush, that's me.
Yeah.
Although with no diet or exercise, I have managed to lose a couple kilos in the last month, so
Wow.
not really sure why. Not sure why, but still have quite a few more to go to get where I want to be, where I said I wanted to be by my 50th birthday. And the months keep ticking by, so it's only got about 6 months left.
Well, that's
7 months.
7 months.
7 months.
Should be enough.
Yep.
Going for a double takeout here, I guess. Or at least 8 takeouts.
A takeout. Want to make sure this one definitely gets rid of one of the yellows. Will Frank get all the way over there to sweep it?
Sweep it, sweep it, sweep it, sweep it, sweep it.
All
It
right.
did the trick.
Is that one out of the house? Can we look at the overhead?
It's not entirely out of the house. It looks like it's out
That's
because of the angle.
but yeah, I think that's biting.
I think it's biting.
Yep. But red is still sitting 2, so it's a pretty decent shot from Frank to get rid of those 2 there.
Yeah, he cleared the danger there.
I'll write it down just because why not?
Yeah. Just because we like Frank.
But we're still probably using Mona's shot.
True, Mona's was way more impressive. And here's another double.
And there's Brahm with the double.
Two happy boys. Smiling.
Yeah, I think they should change their team name from Plastiek Van Looy to the Captain Kirks.
True. I was wondering, do they actually have a sponsor, or is it just name mentioning?
I don't know.
We should ask.
We should definitely find that out. I think it is a sponsor. But something tells me that it's a relation to Brahm.
Well, the name is kind of giving it away, right?
A little hint there. All right. I think we're going to see a hit and roll here from Frank. They're going to want to take this yellow out, potentially roll the shooter underneath their little guard. Or their guard. Don't know why I said little there.
I don't know.
But is not going to roll the correct way, but does clear the yellow out of the house.
Yep. Sure does.
Oops. Would help if I hit next enough. This should be their last yellow stone for Brahm. Similar shot here from Brahm. He's just gonna take out the red, try to roll it underneath the guard. It's not look like it's going to fall enough for them though, so nose hit. No big deal for them. We're gonna see one more. Same stone from Frank. You see a little trash talking from Frank and Sebastian here. The match is already over, but probably not. Just some friendly banter.
I think he's already ordering his drink for the broom stacking session.
Yeah. Irish coffee. Or I guess it would be Belgian coffee because it's Belgian whiskey that we have.
Yeah.
Not officially, though.
The local brand whiskey.
We don't officially have whiskey in our bar. Okay, they're gonna... I think they're drawing this one because it... Well, no, that's gonna fall enough.
But
That's gonna,
is
it's gonna
too
fall
hard?
too much. It's gonna fall too much.
Yeah, unfortunate.
All right, so I think we're gonna see Plastiek Van Looy probably draw to the other side of the house just to kind of split things open, split the house, force them to do one. Yep, just gonna try to draw this one in behind that the red guard. Sweeping it hard. Once you get this one around that guard, there it goes. And that's gonna be just in front of the button.
That's a nice one.
Very nice one. All right, really only opportunity here is just to, they've got to tap this yellow one back just a little bit. Or I guess enough, it has to go basically to the back side of the forefoot, back side of the red circle.
Bram suggesting a triple takeout here. I mean, why not? It's practice.
Come on, Hana, go for the triple. Go for the shot of the match.
If this is a triple, this could be shot of the season.
I don't think she's gonna try to throw that.
No, I don't think so.
Honestly, if she misses, I'd like to see somebody try it just for just for fun.
Just for fun. Like a good nose hit and winning in the end, I think is going to be the play here.
Yep.
Timo wants less ice over at sheet B. Here it comes. Last stone of the game. Needs to pass the guards.
It's gonna pass the guard, but is it gonna fall over? It might be a little too heavy to fall. It's just a little bit outside. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Just a little bit outside with that weight. And we are on to handshake, so 3 for Plastiek Van Looy. I mean, in the end, that was a practice match. Practice end.
Yeah.
But I thought Goebezig played very well. I thought Hana played very well today.
Yeah, indeed.
You know, it looked like she and Frank were kind of struggling with finding their lines. I think they just didn't adjust to the ice being not having so much curl in it, but I thought they played very well. I think maybe towards the end she was getting a little bit cold, but very nice match from Goebezig. Plastiek Van Looy, very solid match as well. Yeah. So kind of, you might kind of say that was an expected outcome. I mean, the Plastiek Van Looy, Bram and Sebastian they're really strong. They weren't gonna miss many shots. So yeah, but I still think really good match from Hana. Really good. Frank played well too. I mean, I guess I have to say that, but you know, really impressed with Hana's play. She's working on some things. You can see she was getting better through the match as she started getting progression. So I think she's good.
Yeah. Also, I think these doubles games are really good as a training session to estimate your stones, because you don't really depend on two sweepers timing or two sweepers kind of estimating the weight of a stone.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, you just have to throw your stones and feel your muscle memory compared with the stones you threw before, and grow that type of kind of grassroots feeling for curling. I think doubles is just a great format to grow that type of skill sets.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's, I think, 8 or 9 years old, so she's got a lot of years to get better, and as she grows, she's going to get stronger, and that's going to make things a lot easier, because sometimes I think she might have felt like she was having to throw similar to takeout weight just to get things down there to get moving when it's, but as she gets older, she gets stronger, gets more confidence in how she plays. I think you're going to see her just progress quite a lot, because this was very good. I mean, you didn't see any huge glaring mistakes out there. A couple stones came up short, a couple stones were off the line, but still like very technically good slidings, technically good releases. So I think she's got a bright future ahead of her.
Yeah, totally agreed. So if you look at the standings, this is Group A and Group B right here. So over at Group A, Plastiek Van Looy, they won their first game of the season, and therefore they will join the other 3 teams sitting 2 points in the league.
Yeah, so depending on their LSD, they will be either first or second in the standings, obviously because they have played fewer matches. But we are looking at they're going to be one of the teams to beat from for this season. So definitely going to be looking at that. Looks like we have Vidi up there as number 1 twice.
Oh, yeah.
Although they're at the bottom.
They're at the bottom. Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yeah, but they have 2 points.
2 points. Yeah.
That should be 1 point.
I should look for wait a minute, this is just here is correct. It's just in the other visual there was a slight mix up.
Okay.
But I don't think they have
They haven't played,
No,
they haven't played a match yet, so
this one is more accurate.
This one's more accurate. Yep.
Yep.
All right, so that was the first of our doubleheader on coffee, croissants, curling, and Curdia.
Yeah. It's really a doubles game, a doubles broadcast today because we're streaming double games and they're both double matches.
Yes.
So you are going to hear the word double a lot. And we saw some double takeouts. That was nice.
Double. I'm just going to say it all right now, so I don't have to say it anymore today. So next match is coming up in about 2 hours. It will be Belenki against Double Trouble.
Did we get a finalized result from the Belenki match against IDK?
No, they're still in the 6th end, so I guess they're starting. Yeah, this is the 6th end. So we could try to turn the cameras over and
I'll
see if I can see anything. But
I'm gonna try and peek over at the scoreboard. Mirt is about to throw, and we can get an official, semi-official results.
So that's where it stands right now.
5-3, but are they in the 6th end, or did they just not update the scoreboard?
Yeah, they would have to be in the 6th because
they're playing towards the...
Yeah, they're playing towards, so... All right. If we want to do bonus coverage, we could probably get some weirdo angles on the ice, but yeah, the lights kind of get in the way. That's
they are all over the place.
That is maybe the only thing, and we're going to get to see Belenki play later this afternoon. So yeah, 2 hours time. 2:15 is when we set the broadcast time. I think they start warming up at 2, but we need to fill in. That gives me 15 minutes I would have to fill in. So we just kind of ignore the warm-ups.
Yeah. Well, we kind of use the warm-ups to do some last-minute fixes and kind of discuss how we are going to announce the game, kind of do some quick recap of the past performances of the teams, the players, so we can have a nice background story, some little context about the game. It's always nice to have faces and stories behind or about players than just have random curling people throwing random stones.
Right. But that is going to do it for us for now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate everybody watching us on their Sunday morning. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you all coming up for our next broadcast at 2:15.
Yep.
I'm going to keep reminding you guys that it's there. If you enjoy us, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to us, ring the bell, do all the YouTube things that you need to do. We'll be getting out the shot of the match. Maybe tonight, if I've got some time. Probably tomorrow night, it will be ready to go. And we hope to see you guys around some more. So thank you for joining us once again, and we will see you next time.
Yes. Bye, guys. And where's
the bye is way over here.
Yes.